tu shasrid kan gifu injagel naulis iara pertra iu algisol tyr bjerka maderlagu inmodal dages fe. Ingwaz Dagaz Fehu. Hi and welcome back to my channel. I am Koala and this is my little nook in this end of the universe that we call YouTube. I am a shamanic practitioner mainly within Nordic shamanism, and we are here today to conclude our journey through the Uthark with this video that is the 6th video in a series about the runes of the Uthark. If you would like to continue your journey with the runes after this series, I encourage you to join my Patreon. If you join me on any tier, you will get some runic content, but if you join me on tier apprentice, you can walk with the runes in the course with that name all through 2026. And if you are curious about that, then follow the link in my description, and if you are one of the first 10 to click on that link that is called the gift link in my description box, then you will get the first month for free. So what will I talk about in this video? In this video I will talk about these 4 runes: Ingwaz, Othala, Dagaz, Fehu. So I will talk about some things they have in common aspects, and then I will talk about their number magic. I will also tell you what I feel or what I felt when I meditated with these 4 runes for this video, as an example of what can happen when you meditate with them. And then I'm gonna conclude this video, this series, with talking about some unique aspects of these 4 runes. And of course I will end the video, as I always do, with my special little outro. So the first thing that these 4 runes have in common is the number 2. So we're gonna go straight into the number magic for this one. So the numbers for these runes are 21, 22, 23 and 24, which means that all of these 4 runes have the number 2 in common. And this number makes them connected to the second rune of the Uthark, which is Thurisas, and that gives these 4 runes the common aspect of chaos and destruction, a force that is necessary for creation and for moving forward. So yeah, and I think that's kinda it where it comes to number magic for this video. If you want to know more about the number magic, you can join my Patreon. I have recently shared a video on my tier of curious, where I talk more about the runic number magic. And if you want to know more about life runes and that sort of thing, then I will shortly, also on my Patreon but also on my website, share a document with what kind of properties or what kind of aspects there are to you, depending on which life rune you have. So yeah. And then the next common aspect that this has is their place in the Uthark. So these are the 4 last runes of the Uthark, which means that they share this sense of not just expectation, but also inner calm and knowing that we are reaching the end, we are reaching conclusion and fulfillment, we are reaching where we want to be in any project. So when walking with the runes, there's an aspect of self-development, and you can work with the runes and a project of any kind. And when you come to the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th rune of the Uthark, you are you know, you are so far into your project that you're reaching the end, you are reaching the finished product, or the finish line of everything, and that sense of accomplishment is something that these 4 runes share. So for example, with the 21st rune, that is Ingwaz, that is the rune of integration. So this is when all the pieces not just fit together but meld together, and they just become one. And then we have Othala, which is the rune for routines but also restrictions, and it's about going beyond that and expanding your comfort zone, expanding your abilities or whatever you're working on, and sometimes going beyond that because you are ready to. And then we have Dagaz, which is the room for a new day, a new time, stepping into something new, stepping into the light, being ready for that. And then Fehu is the last rune of the Uthark, with that sense of accomplishment, standing at the end of everything, looking back and feeling, oh, I've come so far, I'm here, but also looking to the future, looking beyond the horizon and being in awe of what is in front of you. So the next thing that they have in common is that none of these runes have a spot on the map of Cosmos. So none of these runes stand for one world of the 9 worlds, or one realm of the 9 realms. None of these have one specific that they are connected to. They are all connected to them all in their own way. And I'm going to try and explain this a little bit. So with Ingwaz, it's the integration and the becoming one. So if we want to look at it from the perspective of the map of Cosmos, the closest thing is when we have done our shadow work that I mentioned in my previous video last week. When we have done our shadow work and we have all of the aspects of ourselves, all of the sides that we have brought forth from the home of the Black Elves, our shadows, the home of our shadows, the things that we are hiding from ourselves and others. When we're no longer hiding those and we have brought them forth into Mannheim, into the world of acceptance, then we reach the stage of Ingwaz where everything is melded together and becoming a part of us truly, on every level, not just the subconscious level but the conscious level, and just melding together to become a more important and more aware part of us. And then we have Othala, which is as I said, going beyond the boundaries, but in this case it's also the circle that keeps the space for the map of Cosmos. It can be the rune to keep the sacred space, or keep the space and hold the circle for whatever you are doing, holding space for that. So it's an all-encompassing rune in that way. And then we have Dagaz, that is, you know, what happens when we are reaching the finish line, when we have accepted everything, when we have integrated everything, and we are walking into the world with this new self, with self-acceptance and self-love, and standing in our own power and walking with that power out into the world. And then we have Fehu, that is the last rune of the Uthark, and whatever we are doing with the map of Cosmos, whatever we are journeying for, or whatever we are healing by working with the map of Cosmos, Fehu comes at the end of that, when we have reached the end of our journey and the conclusion of it, and we're standing there and looking back and once again this sense of accomplishment. But it doesn't have a spot on the map because it's kind of beyond and outside of it, but it's also a part of it. But if we want to look at it from the perspective of the map, it's, you know, somewhere we rest between journeys and between exploring the map. So Fehu is a rune with an energy that comes in this size but also in this size. So every time we reach a new goal, we stand on the step of Fehu where we are like, yeah, that was so good of me, I'm so good at this, this is amazing, and I'm ready for the next one. And then that sensation, but bigger depending on what we are doing. And then we come to the unique aspects of these runes, and we start with Ingwaz again. And Ingwaz is the rune for the sacred masculine. So it's the only one of these four with that connection. There is another rune that is also connected to the sacred masculine, and that is Tiwas, that I talked about a couple of videos ago. So then we have Othala, and Othala is the only one of these runes that is connected to humans. And this time it's humans, most often humans that have gone before us, so our ancestors, the women and men, the people that have gone before us and threaded the way for us. Not necessarily the people that have been shamans and magicians and wise women and men, but regular people that hold you and walk with you and see you and support you and watch over you. And then Dagaz is the only one of these runes that is connected to the dream time, but also to time as a concept. And then we have Fehu, that is the only one of these runes that I connect to the moon. There are other runes such as Lagus that I connect to the moon, or different phases of the moon, but this is the only one of these four that I connect to the moon. And the two phases of the moon that I connect with Fehu is the full moon for completion and fulfillment of something, and then we have the dark moon, which stands for another type of conclusion, you know, letting go, the finish line of something, like really, yeah, finishing. There's a word in Swedish that I can't really remember the English translation of right now. Avslut. So I'm just gonna try and go around that. So the full moon with the completion and fulfillment, and then the dark moon with also completion, but more in the sense of finish line and letting go. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Please like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you enjoyed it even more, and you want to know more about the runes and my shamanic practice or shamanism, witchcraft overall. And yeah, comment if you have any questions or just want to show me that you've been here. And then I want to end this video by thanking all of my patrons on all of the tiers. Thank you for your support, your presence, and for walking the shamanic path together with me in a wonderful shamanic community. And yeah, I will see you here, I will see you there, I will see you everywhere in this world wide web of ours and world wide web of life. So walk in beauty until next time. Xingling.